to my video on what's on my iPhone, where you will discover every single one of my deep and darkest secrets. This is my beautiful iPhone 12 Pro Max that I recently customized to have an entirely gold and pink theme. I've also decided to go as minimal as possible because I like to keep only the apps that I'm going to be using, and that way I have got way more space for all of the millions and millions of photos that I like to take. I'm not even joking, I have 6,222 photos on this phone and I've only had it for about 6 months. My life is a hot mess. As you can see over here, my phone's theme is really nice. I love it so much. And it is actually so quick and easy to do. So if you would like to update your phone and get to know what apps I have and keep watching. Firstly, on the cover of my iPhone, I just chose a collage that I found on Pinterest. A lot of people like to make their own ones, but I literally looked up aesthetic gold wallpaper collage, and this is what came up, and I loved it straight away. It's got a rose gold color theme going throughout. It says Gucci. It's got lips and lipstick, flowers, wrapping paper. I mean, it doesn't get better than this. But of course, you can just choose a color scheme and design it however you want. But I personally just was lazy, so yeah. So now we are going to open up my phone and discover the magic. Welcome to the front page of my phone. I've got 2 pages that are kind of pretty aesthetic looking, and then on the last page is just where I keep all of my extras and random things that I don't really care about making pretty. I'm first gonna go through all of the apps that I have on my phone, and then I will explain to you guys how I customize my phone. As you can see on the top right corner, I've got a photo of YSL because it is my dream to own a pair of their high heels. I'm a broke bitch right now, so you know, keeping the motivation out there. Then in the top right corner, I've got 4 apps. I've got my settings, photos, Facebook, and clock. I like to have settings on my homepage because I pretty much make changes all the time. Obviously, photos, I'm forever looking at photos and editing photos, so I put that one in the top right corner. I also really like the image that I chose for my photos icon. It's like 2 people kissing and it's all sparkly. So cute. Then obviously you guys know what Facebook is and clock because I set alarms every day so that I can wake up on time. I literally set alarms for everything. Like, I'll put a timer for a 5-minute break. I will set 16 alarms to wake up in the morning. I'm alarm obsessed, so I have to have my clock on the front page. Then in the middle, I put quite a big widget going all the way across. Of course, this says the time, the day, the date. I also think that the wallpaper that I chose for this widget goes really nicely with the background, because obviously I just put kind of like this gold background. I prefer to keep my icons and my widgets busy and then keep the background quite plain, and then it looks, I think it looks aesthetic and pretty. What I like about this widget is that it also tells me how much percentage is left on my iPhone. Of course, I can also see this information in the top right corner, but this way I don't have to drag down in order to find out what percentage is left over. It just says it there literally on the widget, which is really convenient. Then on the bottom left, I have got my TikTok, my YouTube Studio, and my calendar apps. These are apps that I go on reasonably often, but not as often as the ones that I keep in the bottom row, the 4 that I go on the bottom. Of course, I have to have YouTube Studio because that's where I respond to all of you guys' comments. It's also where I check how the video is doing and make any changes to my YouTube videos that I want to do. TikTok, it's obvious, I just go onto TikTok. Same thing with YouTube. And then of course, I love having calendar on my front screen because the second that you think of something that you need to do or that you want to plan for the future, you just quickly open up the app and plan your life. And then of course, I have another cute photo in the bottom right. It's of a car. I don't actually know what car this is. Who cares? It's convertible and sparkly and I like it. So yes, I put that in the bottom right corner. It's really cute. And I think it goes really nicely with the aesthetic of my front page. Then my 4 main icons that are at the bottom, I've got Chrome, my camera, Instagram, and WhatsApp. A lot of people in North America apparently don't use WhatsApp, but where I'm from, it's just normal that we use WhatsApp. So I guess whatever messaging app you use the most, you can put it there at the bottom right corner because then it's just quick and easy. Also because I'm right-handed, so it's the easiest one for me to reach. Instagram is just my go-to. Like if I'm bored, I'm sitting around somewhere, I've got nothing to do, I'm just gonna go onto Instagram, I'm gonna scroll, make a little story. On a serious note though, it is so addictive. Instagram and TikTok, the Reels thing, oh my gosh, I'm addicted. It's like you start watching 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and suddenly it's like 2 hours later and you're like, what happened to my life? Oh my gosh. Obviously camera, I mean everyone always needs to be able to quickly snap a quick pic. Moving on to my second page. At the top I've got this cute little widget that goes across the top of my screen. Obviously it tells me the date again. I just like to have the date everywhere so I don't have to keep on scrolling around to try and find out what the date is. It's just really convenient convenient because if my phone does open on this page, then I can quickly see, okay, it's Tuesday the 7th, awesome. It also reminds me what month we're in because somehow these days I'm forever forgetting what month we're in. Then below that, I've got another cute photo. Once again, it's another car with the Eiffel Tower in the background and some pink roses because I love pink and gold. So yes, I think it's so cute. I honestly wish I could drive a car that was this sparkly, but I actually don't think that that's possible. The next 4 apps that I have on the right hand side of that image are apps that I use somewhat often, but not often enough that I would put it on the main page. Netflix, I obviously just watch series whenever I'm bored, especially if I'm going to take public transport or something. I'll often download some episodes or a movie onto my phone directly, and it's just a really convenient way to entertain yourself if you don't feel like reading a book or listening to a podcast. Next to that, I've got my mail app. I actually do go on my mail pretty often, but I didn't have enough space on my homepage, so I just put it here. Google Maps is an obvious go-to. I always need directions. Because I recently moved to Canada, I'm like, I don't know where the hell I am, so I need Google Maps. Oh my gosh, this is an NB one. Let me know what you guys prefer. If you guys like Waze more, then let me know. Maybe I'll switch over to that. Then I've got my health app. I like to check my heart rate. I don't know why, I just like to see that my heart is healthy, that I've got a good resting heart rate, I've got a healthy exercise heart rate. And as you can see right below that, I have quite a big widget, the one that says Gucci on it, and it tells me how many steps I've done. It says I've only done 21 steps today. I don't really know how that's possible, but I'm guessing it's because I haven't been carrying my phone around with me, so it thinks I've only done 21 steps. I promise you, I have moved more than that. Then to the left of that, I have got my Spotify because a girl needs her music. Every single time I cook or I'm cleaning or my boyfriend's doing the dishes, I'll always put my JBL speaker on, pop on a Spotify playlist, and just groove to the music. It just makes it so much more fun. Then of course I've got Facetune. To be honest, I've kind of stopped using this app. I used to use it a lot, but now I like Prequel more. Prequel. I saw an Instagram ad for it and I quite like their filters. They've got really nice effects, and there's also a photo editing app called Snow. They've got really cool filters and effects because I'm quite enjoying doing like a 90s retro look. So if you like that as well, then you guys should definitely try those apps out. Then of course I've got my phone app if I want to make a phone call, and then Pinterest. This is going to come in really handy now when we customize your phone. One of my favorite all-time apps, honestly. There's nothing better than scrolling through Pinterest. Every time I go and get my nails done, I will scroll through Pinterest for like a good 45 minutes to an hour just to decide what kind of nails I want to do. Pretty much on Pinterest, if you look up aesthetic anything, like aesthetic nails, aesthetic hair, aesthetic wallpaper, it's gonna be bomb. It's gonna be a hit, nail on the head. Whereas I feel like if I go Google aesthetic wallpaper, it doesn't really catch my vibe. And then on the last page, it is definitely a hot mess. Oh my gosh, as you can see, there's so many things that I need to sort out. But on the top, I put a little quote saying, be you, do you, for you. So yeah, it's a little motivational quote, I guess. It reminds me that it's okay to have a little bit of mess in your life. Now for the fun part. We're gonna make your phone look beautiful and everyone's just gonna be jealous, and it's just gonna be so great. There are so many different apps to choose from, but the app that I personally like to use for my widgets is called Color Widgets. It's totally free to download. You don't have to worry about paying anything. Obviously, if you want the pro version to get the better widgets, and I think it's something like 20 bucks a year, but I'm cheap right now, so yeah. We did the free version. And then the app that you're going to be using for all of the icons to look pretty, you're going to be using Shortcuts. Step one, what we're going to do is we're going to go onto Pinterest and find all of the photos that you're going to be using. And obviously, depending on what your aesthetic is going to be, you're going to look that up. So as you guys saw, I did a gold and pink aesthetic, and of course you can go for that. But just so that you guys get a different idea, I'm going to do, let's do a brown aesthetic. So we're going to start by looking up brown aesthetic icons. And then you just scroll through, and pretty much anything that catches your eye, drag it like that and screenshot. I'm really into brown at the moment, so brown just gets me, you know? Ooh, these pencils are cute. I like it if the pictures aren't too busy. Try to stick to things that are more on the simple side, because sometimes if you want to use it as an icon, it's a little bit too small and then you can't really tell what it is, where if it's rather one simple thing, it's going to look a lot better. Now, once you've screenshotted a couple photos of that, you're going to look up brown aesthetic icons for apps, and then you're going to see all of the different apps are going to come up. YouTube, Pinterest, Tumblr, TikTok, Amazon, etc, etc. I like to use a couple different styles of icons rather than having them all have the same background. I don't know, I just think it looks prettier when you have different icons, but of course, if you want to do the same background for every single icon, you can, as long as you don't get confused with your icons. I saw some people will literally make like a cute little smiley face as a camera icon. You do you. As you can see, I have screenshotted a whole bunch of different brown / white aesthetic photos. Now, of course, you can keep on going back and forth, like go get more photos from Pinterest, or if you find a photo doesn't really work nicely, then just redo it. But for now, we're just gonna start off with this. Now for the tedious part, this is probably the worst part of it all because I get bored really easily and this takes a little bit of time. So all you're gonna do is you are going to open up the Shortcuts app. You're gonna go to the top right corner and click the plus sign, and then you're gonna see in the middle where it says send message, open up, and play music. You wanna click open app, and then at the top you tap on the app and you choose your app. So let's say we're gonna do Facebook. So you look up Facebook, and then in the top right corner, you're gonna see like a little X and these 3 lines, like a blue circle with 3 lines. Click on that and then say add to home screen. Then you can rename your app. So if you wanna do all lowercase or all uppercase, I like all lowercase, and I always put like a little emoji or something. So for Facebook, I put little books next to it. I thought that was quite cute. And then you just tap and say choose a photo. Now for Facebook, I think I'm gonna use this cute little teddy bear that's in a blanket because I'm forever scrolling on social media in bed. So that's perfect. You're gonna hit choose and then add, and then you're gonna see it's instantly gonna create that app for you, and that's your new shortcut to Facebook. Now you go back to that app and change the Facebook app to be clock. Hit on clock, that blue button in the top right corner, add to home screen, rename it clock, little clock emoji, choose photo. And now for clock, I do want to have a clock photo, so I'm gonna go back to Pinterest and I'm gonna look up brown aesthetic icon clock. I like this little simple one, it's really cute, so screenshot that, go back to your shortcuts menu, click the clock that you just screenshotted, choose and add. And voila, you've got your clock app. And now we're gonna choose, let's do the heart, because obviously the heart for health. Perfect. So I've done 3 apps so far, but I'm sure you guys get the message. Just keep doing that with all of your apps and choose images that look really nice and aesthetic. Then we're gonna open our app called Color Widgets. So just hit on any widget, doesn't matter which one, and say edit widget. At the bottom there, you're gonna say change widget, and you're gonna scroll down to decide what kind of widget you'd like. This is kind of your main focus feature widget on the front page, so you want it to stand out. Let's try this one out. And then you're gonna say add photo. I'll often test out to see what the photo will look like in the background. I really like these brown pencils, so let's see what that will look like. Now you see in the middle widget, I didn't place it very nicely, so I will just adjust that. We'll try something different. I'm very fussy, so it does take me a little bit longer, but if you're not fussy, you'll get this done really quickly. Oh, I like that. Okay, the cow print looks pretty. Now you just say set widget, scroll down and click on any widget. It's just gonna replace it. Now we're gonna make another widget, edit widget. This time I want it to be, let's say you want to do an activities widget. So like I showed you earlier, what I have that shows my steps. We're gonna add a photo again, and let's do the moon for this one. This is so pretty. Set widget, save. And now we're going to do one last widget so that you guys can get the idea. Just a plain photo one. I love this little traffic robot. It's got a cute little heart. I think this time for the image, I will choose this iced coffee hearts. Set widget and set as a new widget. Cool. All you do to bring up the widget is you hold down on the screen for a couple seconds. Everything's going to start vibrating. And then on the top left corner, you will see a little plus. You click on that and scroll down to your Color Widgets app. And we're gonna go to the center one, say add widget, and then click on that widget to adjust which one you want. There we have our date and our battery percentage. Then we're gonna add another widget, edit that widget, add the image. This is just a little idea for you guys. Obviously, it's not finished. I have a lot more to do here, but you guys get the idea. You just keep on adjusting your icons and edit your widgets, and then you're gonna end up with something that looks really pretty like this. I actually really like this brown theme. Brown is in big time, so if you guys wanna do a brown aesthetic, go for it. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you cuties next time. Bye! Woo!